Hi there, this is Kelly. I hope this finds you having a great day so far. You have already accomplished so many tasks in our toolkit. You've identified your at-risk readers, you've gathered data, and made some goals for targeting your instruction for that group of Tier 2 students. What I want to talk to you about today is how to structure your time to make sure you have plenty of opportunity to be giving these wonderful resources to your whole group, because everyone is going to benefit from this instruction, but also carving out some time in your busy schedule to really be making sure you're focusing on those Tier 2 students and giving them some small group interaction. So in your toolkit, you got two suggestions for your planning or your schedule using these resources. This first one that I want to show you is for a literacy block plan. Now, we didn't put times on this, such as suggested minutes, because that's going to be different for every teacher depending on what your day looks like and how much time you can devote to literacy. However, what we did want to emphasize is that, again, the whole group, your whole class is going to benefit from this instruction. So if you can carve out a mini lesson time for the whole group where you introduce the syllable type and the phonogram for that week, this is going to help everybody. And we've given you some suggestions. If you look up here on Monday through Friday, some suggestions of how you want to take our lesson, just that first lesson, every lesson we have actually, but you just need the one lesson, and you're going to pull these parts from the lesson to introduce to your whole group as a mini lesson. This may take maybe 10 minutes. That's it. Then this is a brief overview of what small group instruction would look like using that same lesson. We will get into more detail about small groups in a bit. But also within our lesson, you have the ability to pull spelling and homework so that you can give students independent practice on these skills you're teaching them, as well as you can use this as a spelling program. You don't have to have a separate program. This is all built into that lesson. If you look through the lesson, you will see the differentiated word lists in there and the differentiated sentence dictation. This is what you're going to use for your spelling and homework for the week. These can be in-class activities and, again, homework. Our red word review instruction is information that you can find on our website at smartalecresources.com, and this is a wonderful addition to your spelling program. So going back to small group and going a bit more in depth and giving you a bit more detail about what we would recommend, you're going to want to look at this second page that came with your schedule suggestion in your toolkit. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is over here we have small group A, small group B, and small group C. Hopefully this rings a bell from when we were looking at your tip sheet. And if you recall, I pointed out where some of those areas had the letter A, two had the letter B, and there was a letter C. This is the correlation. So if you go back to that tip sheet, your students who are performing on grade level, there was a letter B on that section of the tip sheet. That means those students in that group will be walking through the lesson using these steps. And although the numbers look out of order, what the numbers are doing is they're correlating to that number one lesson plan you have from your toolkit. So if you look at that lesson, you are doing parts 1, 2, and 3 of that lesson on Monday. When you see small group B again on Tuesday, you're going to do part of that lesson number 3 and number 6. Then when you see that same group on Wednesday, you're pulling out from that same lesson, you're doing activities 3 and 6 again. Then you're going to add in 7 and 8. Again, you're just using that same lesson plan. You only need that one lesson plan in your lesson plan book. Our students who are in group A are going to be the students who are in this tier 2 that we're targeting and your tier 3 students. I would pull them in separate groups, but they're both going to be using this lesson, using these components, going at their own pace. If you're in small group A, you're going to be using the spelling list for group A, the sentence dictation for group A that you find in the lesson. And it will explicitly state that, for example, right here. For the spelling words on Wednesday that you're going to practice in this small group, you're going to only do 3 to 5 words on that day using list A. Whereas group B is doing 5 to 7 words from list B. And then group C, your above grade level learners, 7 to 10 words from list C. So this is an overview of how we're going to use that one lesson plan, because that lesson plan is naturally differentiated. We've gone in and explicitly done that for you, but we didn't want to give you 3 copies of lessons. You're using that one lesson plan. You're just looking at which piece of the lesson they're doing, which word list they're using, and which group you're targeting. Down here at the bottom, we've given some suggestions for phonemic awareness games and that are teacher-led and in partners. And these are also items that can be found on our website at smartalecresources.com, but they fit in so perfectly to this small group instruction. You'll see here where we have several days where we suggest a quick 3 to 4 minute warm-up with a phonemic awareness game. If you have any questions, remember, please go to our Facebook page, Smart Alec Resources Community. Post your questions. I will get right back to you with an answer and let you know our thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll be talking to you soon. Have an excellent day.